Have you ever wondered whether traveling after 70 is actually safe? I know many of you are planning that dream vacation right now. Maybe a European river cruise, a visit to grandchildren across the country, or finally seeing those landmarks you've waited a lifetime to experience. But here's what the travel industry doesn't want you to know. There are 5 specific dangers that most seniors never learn about until they're facing a crisis thousands of miles from home. After 25 years helping thousands of seniors travel safely, I've seen the same preventable problems create heartbreaking situations time and time again. But wait, this isn't another "don't travel when you're older" video. In fact, some of my 80-year-old viewers are seeing more of the world now than they did in their 60s. The difference isn't luck, it's knowledge. Today, I'm sharing the 5 hidden dangers that threaten travelers over 70 based on real medical evidence and my decades of experience. More importantly, I'll show you exactly how to address each one with practical solutions you can discuss with your doctor or find at your local pharmacy. If you stay with me until the end, I'll reveal the single most overlooked danger that sends more seniors to foreign hospitals than all other travel problems combined. Yet it's something that can be prevented with a simple 30-second daily routine. Let's get started with the first hidden danger. The first danger is what some doctors call silent cardiovascular events, heart and circulation problems that develop with few or no warning signs during travel. Even if your heart is perfectly healthy at home, the combination of flight conditions, dehydration, and disrupted routines creates the perfect storm for cardiovascular problems. Let me share something that shocked me when I first discovered it. Research shows that blood clot risk increases by nearly 300% during flights longer than 4 hours for travelers over 70, yet fewer than 10% of seniors take any preventive measures. I'll never forget Maria, a healthy 73-year-old with no history of heart problems. She flew from Chicago to visit her grandchildren in Phoenix, just a 3.5-hour flight. 2 days after arriving, while shopping with her daughter, she experienced sudden shortness of breath and dizziness. Fortunately, her daughter recognized these as potential clot symptoms and rushed her to the ER. The doctors found a small pulmonary embolism, a clot that had traveled to her lung. The doctor told her that if she'd waited even a few more hours to seek treatment, we might be telling a very different story today. But what's truly shocking is what Maria's doctor told her afterward. Something so simple could have prevented this entirely. I'll share that solution in just a moment. Here's what's happening. During flights, the combination of cabin pressure, immobility, and natural age-related changes in blood consistency creates ideal conditions for clots to form. For seniors, dehydration makes this risk even higher, as blood thickens further. What's worse, many common medications that seniors take, including some blood pressure medications, can actually increase this risk. Now here's what you can do. First, stay hydrated before and during travel, but not with alcohol or excessive caffeine. Both make dehydration worse. Second, even on shorter flights, get up and walk the aisle every 60 to 90 minutes. Can't get up easily? Simple ankle circles and calf pumps while seated can significantly improve circulation. Third, and this is what Maria's doctor told her, talk to your physician about whether a low-dose aspirin regimen might be appropriate before travel. For many seniors, this simple step can significantly reduce clot risk, but it's not right for everyone, so please consult your doctor. Fourth, consider compression socks specifically designed for travel, not the tight, uncomfortable ones you might be thinking of. Modern compression wear is comfortable and comes in styles nobody would ever notice. Now, what's your longest flight experience after 70? Drop it in the comments below. I personally read and respond to as many as I can, and I'd love to share specific tips for your travel situation. If you're getting value from these tips, please take a second to hit that like button. It helps more seniors discover this potentially life-saving information. Now, let's move on to the second hidden danger, which affects nearly every traveler over 70, yet almost nobody talks about it. The second hidden danger specifically targets your immune system, which naturally experiences significant changes after 70. Most travelers think about avoiding basic colds or stomach bugs, but for seniors, what would be a minor inconvenience for younger travelers can become a serious health crisis that ruins your trip and follows you home. Medical research has shown that after 70, our immune response can be up to 50% slower than in our younger years. During travel, this vulnerability increases dramatically due to 3 factors. First, exposure to concentrated germs in planes, trains, and tourist locations. The recycled air on planes is particularly concerning. Studies have found that it contains up to 20% less oxygen than normal air, further stressing your immune system. Second, the disruption of sleep patterns from jet lag, which research shows can reduce immune function by up to 70% in the first 72 hours after arrival. And third, the stress of travel itself, from rushing through airports to navigating unfamiliar places, triggers cortisol release that further suppresses immune response. Jack and Eleanor, both 75, took the same Caribbean cruise last winter. Both were exposed to the same norovirus that affected several passengers. Jack spent 4 days of his vacation severely ill and ended up needing IV fluids. Eleanor experienced mild symptoms for just 1 day and enjoyed the rest of her trip. What was the difference? It wasn't luck or genetics. Eleanor had implemented 3 specific immune-supporting strategies before and during her trip. First, she started a high-quality vitamin D supplement 6 weeks before travel, after blood work with her doctor confirmed she was deficient, like over 80% of seniors. Second, she brought a travel-sized air purifier for her cabin, something that sounds excessive until you realize how many respiratory illnesses spread through ventilation systems. And third, she practiced what infectious disease specialists call strategic hand hygiene, washing hands before meals and after touching high-contact surfaces, using alcohol-based sanitizer when soap isn't available. Here's what I recommend based on what actually works for my senior clients. Talk to your doctor about checking your vitamin D levels before significant travel. Research consistently shows adequate vitamin D levels improve immune response, especially in seniors. Consider traveling with probiotic supplements specifically formulated for travelers. The gut houses 70% of your immune system, and travel disrupts your microbiome significantly. Pack alcohol-based hand sanitizer and use it consistently, especially after touching handrails, door handles, and before meals. In crowded enclosed spaces like planes and tour buses, wearing a quality mask remains one of the most effective protections, particularly during high respiratory illness seasons. Has anyone here experienced getting sick while traveling? Share your experience below. Your story might help fellow travelers avoid the same situation. And if you're finding these insights valuable, now would be a great time to hit that subscribe button and bell icon. As someone who's been studying travel health for over 25 years, I share new scientific findings and practical strategies every week. I'd hate for you to miss information that could make the difference between a dream vacation and a medical nightmare. Now, let's talk about the third hidden danger, one that affects your most important travel asset. The third danger directly affects your mind, your most valuable asset during travel. When you're navigating unfamiliar environments and making dozens of quick decisions while jet-lagged, your brain experiences what neurologists call environmental cognitive overload. For travelers over 70, this isn't just about feeling confused or forgetful. It creates a dangerous situation where medication management goes awry, leading to one of the most common causes of hospitalization during senior travel. Did you know that medication errors increase by 38% during travel for people over 70? Or that nearly 1 in 5 senior travelers takes their medications incorrectly while away from home? Consider Richard, a 76-year-old with well-managed diabetes and high blood pressure. At home, he never missed a dose or made a medication error. During a 2-week tour of Italy, however, the combination of changing time zones, disrupted meal schedules, and unfamiliar routines led to several medication mistakes. He took his evening blood pressure pill twice one day, then missed it entirely the next. His blood sugar management became erratic as tour schedules made regular meal timing impossible. By day 10, he was experiencing dangerous blood pressure fluctuations and dizziness that led to a fall in his hotel bathroom. What should have been the trip of a lifetime ended with 3 days in an Italian hospital and a $14,000 medical evacuation that his insurance only partially covered. Here are practical strategies that have helped hundreds of my senior clients manage this risk. First, invest in a travel medication organizer with AM/PM compartments for each day. The best ones include alarms you can set for each medication time. Second, create a medication schedule adjusted for your destination's time zone before you leave. Your pharmacist can help with this. It's one of the most underutilized free services they offer. Third, take photo documentation of all your prescription labels and keep digital copies accessible on your phone and in email. If you need emergency medication replacement, this makes it much easier. Fourth, Use a medication tracking app that works offline. This is crucial when you don't have reliable internet access. Here's something few travelers consider. Light exposure dramatically affects medication metabolism and effectiveness. When possible, take morning medications in natural sunlight to help reset your body's internal clock to the new time zone. For my clients who take multiple medications, I always recommend scheduling a pre-travel consultation with their pharmacist, not just their doctor. Pharmacists often catch potential travel-related medication interactions that doctors miss. How do you currently manage medications while traveling? Share your tips in the comments. Our community learns so much from each other's experiences. If you're getting value from these insights, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. With 25 years in travel health, I'm committed to sharing life-saving information every week that you won't find anywhere else. Now let's examine the fourth hidden danger that affects your physical safety more than you might realize. The fourth hidden danger directly impacts your physical safety and independence during travel. Falls are the leading cause of injury for travelers over 70, and the risk increases dramatically when you're away from home. What many don't realize is that travel creates a perfect storm of factors that make falls much more likely. Medical research has shown that even healthy, active seniors experience significant changes in balance and coordination during travel. This happens for three main reasons. First, unfamiliar environments. Your brain has mapped your home environment perfectly. You know exactly where that step is or how high to lift your foot for the threshold. In new environments, this automatic mapping isn't available. Second, disrupted sleep and jet lag actually impair the vestibular system, the complex mechanism in your inner ear responsible for balance. And third, many seniors experience subtle swelling in their lower extremities during air travel, which changes how your feet interact with the ground and shoes. Consider two similar travelers, Barbara and Susan, both active 77-year-olds who regularly walk 2 miles daily at home. Barbara traveled to Greece for a 2-week tour. On day 3, while navigating uneven cobblestone streets in Athens, she fell and fractured her wrist. Her trip was essentially over. Between hospital visits, pain management, and inability to participate in activities, what should have been a dream vacation became an expensive nightmare. Susan also toured Greece but implemented specific strategies before and during her trip. She committed to a targeted balance training program for 10 minutes daily, starting 6 weeks before departure. She brought proper footwear designed for uneven surfaces, and she wasn't too proud to use walking poles on challenging terrain. The result? She navigated the same treacherous cobblestones safely and enjoyed every scheduled activity. Here are specific strategies that have proven effective for hundreds of my senior clients. Begin a simple balance training routine 4 to 6 weeks before major trips. Even 5 to 10 minutes daily of exercises like single-leg stands while brushing your teeth can significantly improve stability. Invest in proper travel footwear. Look for shoes with flexible soles that still provide support, secure closures, avoid slip-ons while sightseeing, and good traction patterns. Consider packable walking poles. Modern travel poles are lightweight, adjustable, and many fold small enough to fit in carry-on luggage. Most importantly, pace yourself. Fall risk increases dramatically with fatigue. Plan rest days between active sightseeing days and don't schedule your most challenging activities at the end of your trip when cumulative fatigue is highest. Here's what many travelers don't realize. Fall risk peaks approximately 48 to 72 hours after arrival at your destination. This is when jet lag is often most severe, yet you've gained enough confidence in your surroundings to move more quickly than you should. I always advise my clients to schedule their most relaxed, low-risk activities during this vulnerable window. Have you or someone you know experienced a fall while traveling? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help others avoid the same situation. If you're finding these tips helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I share new travel health insights every week based on my 25 years of experience, and I'd hate for you to miss information that could make your next trip safer and more enjoyable. Now let's talk about the fifth and perhaps most overlooked danger, the one I promised would surprise you. The fifth hidden danger, and the one that sends more seniors to foreign hospitals than almost any other travel problem, involves environmental exposures that most travelers never consider until it's too late. You might be thinking this is about food poisoning or drinking water, and while those are concerns, the most dangerous environmental exposures are far less obvious. Medical research has shown that travelers over 70 are significantly more sensitive to environmental pollutants, allergens, and extreme weather conditions than younger travelers. This increased sensitivity comes from natural changes in skin barrier function, respiratory systems, and thermoregulation as we age. What's particularly concerning is that these exposures rarely cause immediate symptoms. Instead, they create cumulative stress that triggers existing health conditions to flare or new problems to emerge, often when you're furthest from medical help. Let me tell you about George, a healthy 72-year-old with well-controlled mild asthma who rarely needed his rescue inhaler. He traveled to a major Asian city known for its cultural attractions, but also its air pollution. By day 3, he was experiencing increasing shortness of breath. Instead of enjoying museums and restaurants, he spent 2 days in his hotel room struggling to breathe, followed by an emergency room visit when his symptoms worsened. The doctor explained that the combination of pollution, jet lag-induced inflammation, and the dry air in his hotel had triggered a severe asthma exacerbation. Compare this to Helen, 75, with similar asthma, who visited the same city but took specific precautions. She monitored daily air quality reports and planned indoor activities for high-pollution days. She used a personal air purifier in her hotel room and wore a high-quality mask during high-exposure periods like busy traffic areas. The result? She enjoyed her entire trip without any breathing difficulties. Here are specific strategies that have helped hundreds of my clients avoid these problems. First, research environmental conditions at your destination before booking. Many travelers check weather but ignore air quality, pollen counts, or altitude considerations. Second, if you have any respiratory condition, even mild, travel with appropriate backup medications. This includes not just prescription medications, but also over-the-counter options recommended by your doctor. Third, consider the altitude adjustment factor. Many popular destinations like Mexico City, Cusco, Peru, Denver, and even parts of Spain sit at elevations that can significantly affect seniors with heart or lung conditions. Fourth, implement the 30-second morning prevention routine I promised earlier. This simple practice has dramatically reduced environmental illness among my clients. Each morning, apply a thin layer of saline gel inside your nostrils. This creates a protective barrier against airborne irritants and helps maintain mucous membrane moisture, your body's first defense against inhaled pathogens. Use preservative-free eye drops to prevent dry eye, which becomes more common during travel and increases susceptibility to eye infections. Apply barrier hand cream after your morning shower. Travel depletes skin moisture through frequent hand washing and environmental changes, compromising your skin's protective function. The best part? These aren't expensive specialty products. You can find appropriate options at your local pharmacy. Just look for saline nasal gel, not spray, preservative-free lubricating eye drops, and fragrance-free barrier hand cream. Have you ever experienced unexpected environmental health issues while traveling? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might help fellow travelers avoid similar problems. If you found value in these insights, please take a moment to subscribe and hit the notification bell. With 25 years of experience in travel health, I share new practical strategies every week. I've seen these simple precautions save countless vacations, and I'd hate for you to miss information that could make your next trip safer and more enjoyable. Now that we've covered these 5 hidden dangers, you might be wondering if traveling after 70 is worth the risk. My answer, after 25 years helping seniors travel, is an emphatic yes, but only when you travel smart. Here's the truth. These risks are real, but they're also manageable with the right knowledge and preparation. The seniors I work with who implement these strategies travel well into their 80s and even 90s, often taking multiple international trips yearly with minimal issues. Let's quickly recap the 5 hidden dangers and their solutions. For cardiovascular risks, stay hydrated, move regularly during travel, talk to your doctor about aspirin, and consider quality compression socks. For immune vulnerability, check your vitamin D levels, maintain proper hand hygiene, consider strategic masking, and support your gut microbiome. For cognitive disorientation, use travel medication organizers. Create adjusted medication schedules, document all prescriptions, and consider pharmacy consultation before complex trips. For musculoskeletal vulnerability, practice balance training before travel, invest in proper footwear, use walking aids when needed, and pace yourself with scheduled rest days. For environmental exposures, research destination conditions, carry appropriate backup medications, consider altitude factors, and implement the 30-second morning prevention routine. Imagine stepping off the plane to visit your grandchildren, fully energized and confident. Picture yourself exploring those ancient ruins you've dreamed about since childhood, moving safely and comfortably through each day. Envision reconnecting with old friends across the country without worrying about health emergencies far from home. This isn't just a dream. I've seen thousands of seniors do exactly this by implementing these straightforward strategies. Which of these 5 dangers surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. I read and respond to as many as I can. If you found value in today's information, please take a moment to like this video and share it with someone over 70 who loves to travel or is planning a trip soon. Your share might quite literally save someone's vacation or even their life. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I share new travel health strategies every week based on the latest research and my 25 years of experience working with senior travelers. Our next video will cover the specific medications every senior traveler should consider packing, including some your doctor might not think to mention. Thank you for investing time in your health today. Remember, age is just a number, but preparation is everything. Safe travels, and I'll see you in our next video.